So what we're going to talk today about is a really important thing that I'm going to tell you normally not to do an investigation, but every once in a while we do it because there are some cases that you go against the rule because it's now is the time to strike. And that's preparing for an interview or preparing to provide a statement to law enforcement, an investigating officer, or even to civilian law enforcement. There are some kind of cases out there where you'll hear me say something than the standard, you're never given a statement. Some investigations require that right now we need to nip it in the bud and we think we can win it. So generally what I like to do is I like to get the special agent or the law enforcement person or the investigating officer. I like to talk to them before you ever make a statement. I like them to give us questions, and I like to prep you beforehand before we'll ever give a statement to that investigating officer. If we're going to do a statement that's live, coming out of your mouth, I'm always going to be either sitting next to you or on the phone, and I'm going to make sure that if I need to stop it, we're going to shut it down. But the first thing we're going to do before we do that is we want to prep you. And so I generally will go through 5 different areas of preparation. Pretty straightforward, but it's gonna make sense to you. The first thing is we always tell people why we join the military. The second thing we do is we always get into the idea of what the positives of your career are. We're going to talk this briefly, but we're going to give a summary to the summary court officer. We're going to let them know that you're a good service member and this is not something that's happened to you before. After that, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to talk about what happened. And this is a place that we're going to be very careful of what we're going to talk about. But I'm going to go through each individual part and I'm going to prep you for what you're going to say to the investigating officer. Finally, I'm going to get into whether there are any behavioral health issues that you may have, and we're going to talk about that. Now, we may not use this, but we're going to prep it to see if it's something that will help us. And then finally, we're going to talk about what we're going to do going forward, what your career is, what things that you're going to do, going forward from here. That's the 5 different parts of an interview, and we're going to do it either in one of 2 ways. We might do it in front of the investigator, or we might do it on paper. I generally like paper because I don't like to open you up for cross-examination or follow-on questions. We're going to be the ones that are in control of the interview. The other thing that may happen is I may ask for questions to be sent to me by email, and once we get those questions, you and I will go over them piece by piece, and then after you make the answers, and after we put it on paper, I'm going to go back, I'm going to tweak those answers, change them just enough to make sure that we haven't crossed any lines, and then I'm going to have you review it, and then we're going to put it into a sworn statement. And the reason we're so careful about making a statement to an investigation is because you admitting to anything is the strongest evidence that's out there that shows that you committed a crime. The reason you're going to hire me is because I'm going to make sure that the words coming out of your mouth don't convict you. And so you need to give me a call, 931-217-7648. You can text that number too. Email me at jphillipslaw22, or down below you're going to see a link to an appointment calendaring event. Click that and you can set up an appointment on my calendar. I look forward to working with you.